So Miao Yi was not, was the subject, and we can't get rid of her. So we can't turn it into a non-essential clause. The best answer is actually just the shortest one with no punctuation. Candidate Miao Yi is running for class president. No punctuation means no rule or rule 0. Okay. Go ahead and pause this video and complete the rest of these, and then I'll put the correct answers up there, and we can talk about this will be the last piece that we do, and anything that you miss or you're not unsure about, we can talk about at our next session. Go ahead and hit pause and complete. Non-essential clause. Olivier was magnificent. Okay, our subject is the group. Totally lost is my introductory phrase. I need a comma between intro phrase and subject verb. That's an introductory phrase, rule 3. Next one, I tried to create some non-essential clauses. It didn't work out. I should have just started with shortest is best. Made sense. No commas, no rule. Okay, this one's kind of tricky. It's a big dog and it's an ugly dog. Those are 2 adjectives describing the dog. I put a comma between them, and that's that rule 5 that we were talking about there. Between a list of 2 adjectives. This one's a little bit different. Dark paint and green paint does make sense, but it's dark green paint. This adjective is actually modifying the next one. I can't say big is not describing ugly, right? Big is describing dog clearly. Ugly is also describing dog clearly. This one, dark, actually describes green paint or green. It's dark green. So there's no comma between them because these adjectives are describing each other. Kind of a weird exception to that rule. I was trying to create a non-essential clause here, but I couldn't make it work. This is a list. Pheasant hunting is my subject. What does it do? It gets me outside, comma, provides me with great exercise, comma, delights me, comma, and puts food on my table. So it's a list of like 4 verb phrases. And our list, every item after a list is rule 4. 12. All right, good. Cold is not describing icy. This is a lot like number 8. Cold, icy day. Rule 5. What are we talking about? Cumulus clouds is my subject. This is just a 1-word introductory phrase. And that rule, intro phrase, is number 3. This is kind of a hard one. There's just a ton of prepositional phrases here. In 1927, from Roosevelt Field, on Long Island, to Le Bourget Airport, outside Paris, of many nations. Those are all prepositional phrases, extra stuff. Lindbergh's solo flight captivated citizens is what that sentence is saying. I don't use commas between prepositional phrases, which is why the answer here is G. Also, maybe just an ear test. This is kind of a hard one, though. 14 is G, no comma, no rule. 15, I see which. I know I need a comma before it because that's what we said in rule 2. And then our last one. Charlie saw that it included the chocolate cake that he had seen advertised on MTV. I don't need any punctuation. Rule 0. And that is it. There is some who and whom practice in the back. If you want to play, there's pronoun stuff here. I never get to pronoun stuff. But if you want to mess with it, you can. And then here are the who and whom practices. You can play with that if you'd like. Go ahead and hit pause if you want to, and then I'll give you the right answers here in a second. Hit pause now. Okay, so to finish this up, this is a verb, less letters, less parts. Verb, verb, subject, verb. These are tough. We're going to come back to those in a minute. Verb, one part, less parts, less letters. Subject, verb. Subject, verb. Subject. My dog doesn't like subject, verb. Okay, and then these are tough because they're starting the sentence as opposed to being in the middle. Who is at the door? There is no subject anywhere in here. This is a verb, but because it's starting, we've inverted subject and verb. There is a subject in here. Whom are you going to the movies with? That's kind of a weird exception. I'm not too worried about 5 and 6. If you understand the general concept, you're in good shape. And that is the end of the grammar passage work.